Hello and welcome to Newsroom series. I'm Olumide Macaulay. Thank you for joining us. Today we start outside the country, where the United States, the Vice President, Senator Kashim Shettima, is calling for permanent seat for Nigeria at the UN Security Council as part of a wider process of institutional reform in the United Nations. The Vice President was speaking while presenting Nigeria's address on behalf of President Bola Tinubu to the UN General Assembly's 80th session in New York on Wednesday evening. The Vice President is also warning that the global body must embrace sweeping restructuring or face growing irrelevance as world events increasingly bypass its influence.
I want to make 4 points today to outline how we can do this. 1. Nigeria must have a permanent seat at the UN Security Council. This should take place. This should take place as part of a wider process of institutional reform. Our case for permanent seat at the Security Council is a demand for fairness, for representation, and for reform that restores credibility to the very institution upon which the hope of multilateralism rests. This is why Nigeria stands firmly behind the UN80 initiative of the UN Secretary General and the resolution adopted by this Assembly on 18th July 20, a bold step to reform the wider United Nations system for greater relevance, efficiency, and effectiveness in the face of unprecedented financial strain. We support the drive to rationalize structures and end the duplication of responsibilities and programs, so that this institution may speak with one voice and act with greater coherence.
And as we focus on the North Central region, we begin in Kogi State, where the government is calling on spirited individuals and corporate organizations to support the welfare of the less privileged at the grassroots. The special advisor to Governor Usman Ododo on entrepreneurship, Jimoh Suleiman, made the appeal in Akene during an empowerment outreach where a former senatorial candidate distributed items to community members.
This program is part of his community service and a way of giving back to the society that once supported him. It brings together women, men, and youth from Okene. The mission is to provide relief, ease the burden on the people, and reduce pressure on government. Beneficiaries are urged to make good use of the items distributed to improve their livelihood.
We are here today to say we have heard the cry of the people and we are also doing something about it. Now, we know that the government cannot do everything, and so that's why non-governmental organizations such as ours is here to intervene, to present some of these items to help our people.
An APC chieftain also advises the beneficiaries to create opportunities from what they have received.
Whatever you do, you better start from your mother and father's home. And that is why we're here. And we equally advise whomsoever will be a beneficiary of whatever is here. You can see, people have said it. Whosoever give you this empowerment, he has elevated you out of poverty. No matter how small it is, you will start. And I pray, may Almighty Allah give each and every one of these beneficiaries the wisdom to also create an empowerment for others to benefit in this aspect.
Highlighting some of the achievements of the present administration in human capital development, the special advisor to Governor Ododo calls on others to join hands with government in lifting people out of poverty.
Today, he wants to empower his people on this direction of entrepreneurship, so that his people, he can go back to the community, various community, to to empower their own people as well. By extension, he is elevating the level of poverty on ground. This is what we are saying.
The items are shared one after the other with the aim of boosting the beneficiaries' businesses and improving their means of livelihood.
From welfare programs to party politics, Governor Abdullahi Sule of Nasarawa State warns politicians against starting early campaigns ahead of the 2027 general elections. The governor made the remark while receiving members of the APC from the southern zone of the state at the Government House in Lafia. Our correspondent Halima Gayam reports.
Ahead of the 2027 general elections, Governor Abdullahi Sule continues to receive commendation for his development efforts across Nasarawa State. He hosts members of the All Progressives Congress from the southern zone of the state. The delegation is led by the immediate past governor, Senator Tanko Almakura.
When we came here, we came to appreciate you for what you have been doing to this zone. Because the first flyover that you finished within 1 year is from Lafia, the state capital, which is our zone. In your effort to get to diversify our economy, to get more revenue, you have spent a lot of money in exploration or exploitation of foil in Obi and Kiana. So you have done enough for us, and at least you deserve our commendation.
So please, let's rest our minds. Let's not stir any worries or any heat in the politics. We have a gentleman, and I believe he will do the needful, and we are there as leaders of this state to advise, counsel, and ensure that whatever comes at the end of the day will be something that will be in the overall interest of the people of Nasarawa State.
Governor Sule cautions against early campaigns, expressing hope that the ruling party will retain power in the state.
When the time comes, I will consult. I will consult with the right people that I need to consult with. And when I consult with them, I will tell them, this is the person I have in mind. If majority of them believe that is not the right person, we will collectively think together, we will come out with the right person. I'm praying, I'm hoping that I can hand over to another APC. It doesn't matter who the APC is.
As the stakeholders depart, they align with the governor's message, emphasizing unity within the party ahead of the 2027 elections. Halima Gayam, Channels Television News.
Meanwhile, the rally took place in Umuaron, headquarters of Irekpodu local government area in Kwara State, to educate the residents on the importance of voter registration. The event focused on encouraging more people to participate in the ongoing exercise. The Kwara South chapter of the APC says the Enlightenment campaign will help mobilize support for the re-election of the president in 2027.
Over 200,000 voter cards are yet to be collected in Kwara State. This is according to the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, in the state. To reduce the number and encourage more people to collect their cards, the Kwara South chapter of the All Progressives Congress, APC, organizes a rally to sensitize residents on the importance of elections. At Umuaron, the headquarters of Irekpodu local government, party members move from street to street before finally reaching the palace of the traditional ruler.
This event, we've organized it to ensure that we sensitize our people in Irekpodu local government area of Kwara State to come out en masse, to register, to vote, to discharge their civic duty. That's why we've actually organized this, and more importantly, we've decided to organize this as a support to the 2027 election of our leader, our president, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
The traditional ruler stresses the importance of voter cards, reminding the people that without them, they risk being disenfranchised.
People should go out and get their cards, because it is the card that will determine who is voting. I even said it, that if we say we are 150,000 naira, I 100,000 people in Oman, and less than 50,000 people are with registrable card, voters card. It means we have not done anything.
Residents of Kwara South and Omu Aran are urged to collect their voter cards and be ready to elect their leaders during the coming elections.
The federal government has flagged off the distribution of agricultural input to smallholder farmers in Niger State under the Renewed Hope agenda. The move is designed to boost food production, reduce poverty, and tackle food insecurity across the country.
Smallholder farmers in Niger State are now feeling the impact of government support through the distribution of farm inputs as part of President Bola Tinubu's effort to strengthen agriculture. At the flag-off ceremony in Mina, the Niger State capital, the Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security, Sabi Abdullahi, says that government programs are being rolled out to boost food security, create jobs, and reduce the costs of living.
This is to promote the all-year-round farming policy of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu towards ensuring that our food security is guaranteed, but also bringing in a new era of food sovereignty. And we'll continue to do this until we are able to get to our target of food sufficiency, where food will be available, food will be accessible, and it will also be affordable to every Nigerian.
The governor, Umaru Bago, who welcomed the intervention, describes the initiative as revolutionary.
What we are doing here today is symbolic, and it must be appreciated by everybody in Nigeria. It's apolitical. You know, people must eat food, whether you like it or not, whether you are an APC or any other party, you must eat food. So food is a necessity. And what they have done today is to change and transition people from poverty to prosperity.
Some beneficiaries expressed their appreciation.
We appreciate your vital role in ensuring sustainable agricultural practices, improving livelihood, and promoting community development. We encourage continued collaboration between your ministry and other holders of.
The agro-inputs distribution is expected to increase productivity, reduce poverty, and move Nigeria closer to achieving food security and the sustainable development goal of zero hunger.
The Plateau State government has assured residents of Washe and other communities that urgent steps are being taken to fix bad roads in the state. This comes after the Commissioner for Works, Joshua Laven, inspected key road networks that have been in poor condition for years.
It is a day of renewed assurance for the people of Wase local government as residents turn out in large numbers to welcome state government officials led by the Commissioner for Works. The visit is an inspection of some deteriorated roads in the Wase-Dangi area of the state. Chairman of the Wase local government, Hamisu Anani, receives the team and takes them around the dilapidated roads. He pleads with the government to urgently fix them.
This is where our people take their agri-produce out and in. This is the only exit that is now functioning. And the commissioner has seen how it is well damaged. We are still yet appealing for a quick intervention and quick response on behalf of the people of Wase to come to our aids and then take the construction of this road with aggressive minded approach.
The Commissioner for Works, Joshua Laven, explains that they are in Wase on the directive of the governor, adding that the government is committed to improving infrastructure across the state.
You can see for yourself that the work is ongoing and the asphalt plan is already on, but we need to ensure that the quality of the work meets the standard that we want. That's why we're here.
The team also inspects a 33-kilometer Gunji-Shiwa-Dopai road, where the contractor is tasked to ensure quality work and speedy completion.
The contractor must sit up because we are not going to tolerate any cutting of corners, and everything will be done by specification of the ministry. The test result must be approved before you lay any asphalt, always, because we want to give the people of Gonji, Shuel, Dopai the best quality route.
With road networks serving as lifelines for farming and mining activities in Wase and nearby communities, residents remain hopeful that the governor's intervention will finally end their long wait for better roads.
You're watching Newsroom series. Coming up after the break, tackling environmental challenges in the North Central region. Please stay with us. Welcome back. Land degradation and flooding remain major environmental challenges in the North Central region of Nigeria. The region faces continuous soil erosion, deforestation, poor land management, the practices that weaken the soil. These activities reduce agricultural productivity and put communities at greater risk of food insecurity. Flooding also threatens lives and property across the region. Heavy rainfall combined with blocked drainage systems and unregulated construction worsen the impact every year. Farmland, homes, and roads are often submerged, disrupting livelihood and forcing many families to relocate temporarily. Addressing these problems require urgent action. Governments, communities, and stakeholders must work together to improve land use practices, restore degraded areas, and strengthen flood management systems. Without these efforts, the North Central region continues to face rising environmental and economic risks. The Executive Director, Global Initiative for Food Security and Ecosystem Preservation, Dr. Michael David, joins us from our Abuja studios. Thank you. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
Now let's begin with the innovations. What innovative land restoration practices can be adopted to reverse soil degradation and improve agricultural productivity?
So it is very important to first mention that the north central part of Nigeria is actually the food basket of the country. Many times some people refer to the north central as the middle belt. That is the belt that is holding both the southern part and the utmost part of the north together. And it is not just holding it together, it's also providing, that unique peace, providing that habitation that everyone seems to be moving into the north central at the moment as a result of several issues. Now, it is very important to look at land degradation, especially around the north central, as it concerns food security and livelihood of the people. It is fair to say that nearly 70% of the people within the north central region, are farmers or indirectly involved in agriculture. Now, to continuously provide food on the table of Nigerians and also provide that unique employment opportunities that people need within this region, it is important to preserve and protect the land. And first, I will say that the major innovation is for people to even be aware that our soil fertility is declining. I know that a lot of farmers now largely rely on chemical fertilizers to improve their soil fertility, which is a pointer to the fact that there is severe, soil infertility within the region. The land use practices by farmers, by people within the region has not helped matters. I think that the North Central has the highest rate of deforestation within the country. You can nearly mention one or two forests within the North Central. Maybe you talk about forests in Kainji Dam and all. But I think that one of the very first innovative thing we need to do within the North Central is land use planning. we need to plan how the land and the soils in the North Central should be and should be used, such that every state should come up with a plan so that people know exactly where to live, areas for habitation. People should know where it's designated as farmlands, where it's designated as grazing reserve, as the case may be, so that we preserve those arable land. If you look at the entire size of the North Central in terms of land mass, we are looking at about 242,000 square kilometers. That amounts for about 26% of the entire land mass in Nigeria when you're looking at 930,000 square kilometers. So it's important to preserve this if we must preserve the food security that we are talking about in this country.
Okay.
And take necessary steps to protect the land. Yes.
All right, Dr. David, then, how can governments and local communities collaborate, therefore, to develop sustainable flood management systems? Because that's such a major problem nowadays with the flooding. How can you develop, working hand in hand, the federal government or the government and local communities work for sustainable systems that protect lives and property?
Oh yes, this is crucial. I mean, today, Ibaji local government in Kogi State, which is a local government under the North Central, was near 90% nearly flooded, and many other communities within the North Central and state get flooded. Benue State witnessed, Makurdi witnessed flooding, last week, and many other communities. So flood protection is about the people, and so it is right to say that awareness creation may sound very simple, but it is a major step in protecting communities from the disaster and flood-related issues as is being witnessed within the North Central.
Okay, let me jump in here, Doctor. Sorry, hold on a second. Let me jump in here. So we understand the NIMET warnings for people to evacuate their homes, seek higher ground. That protects the people. What protects the farmland? What steps can be taken to protect these farmlands?
So it is the same thing, people having that knowledge of where to farm and when to farm. Now, there are some areas that are floodplains that people should not just farm on. I mean, the best form of preventing disaster is avoidance. So if you know that this area is a floodplain and you intentionally go farm in those areas, then you should count your losses, because floods will come, as it has been, starting from 2012, fast forward to 2022, and last year, and even this year. And even next year, there will be flooding. So that is why I say awareness is number one, and providing the necessary information to the farmers and local communities. People must not get attached to their communities. I know in the past, people live in floodplains, and then when the floods come, they move up to higher grounds, and then when it recedes, they go back up. This must stop, and that's why we are saying that people must be involved. Because if you have a government policy that says, oh, people should move away from floodplains, the question is, move to where? There must be some form of arrangement. That's why when you do a proper vulnerability mapping and you let the people understand the risk of what they are going into, their investments, their lives, I mean, so many lives get lost when this happens. And then they'll begin to take ownership. So there is a need to involve the people. And I think that has been the missing link. Involving the people in the process, in the planning, and in all. So in that, they take ownership and they protect their lives and their investment and all.
Thank you, Dr. David. We appreciate the insight. Obviously, it's a work in progress. Thank you, the Executive Director, Global Initiative for Food Securities and Ecosystems Preservation, Dr. Michael David, who joined us from Abuja.
Thank you for having me.
Finally, on Newsroom series today, the federal government has started the implementation of the Maternal Mortality Reduction Innovation Initiative, MAMI, to reduce maternal and neonatal deaths in Nigeria. The former Chief Medical Director of the Federal University of Health Sciences Teaching Hospital, Otukpo, Professor Silas Ochejile, made this known during the week-long workshop organized by the Federal Ministry of Health in collaboration with the Benue State Government.
Maternal and child mortality rates remain high in Nigeria, with more than 1,000 deaths recorded for every 100,000 deliveries. This is in sharp contrast to Switzerland, where only 10 deaths occur out of every 100,000 births. This challenge is the focus of experts, including representatives of the Coordinating Minister of Health. The Benue State Commissioner for Health highlights the state's own high mortality rates while conveying Governor Hyacinth Alia's commitment to reducing these rates.
The government of Benue State, under the able leadership of our dear Governor, Reverend Father Dr. Hyacinth Alia, is committed and is steadfast in achieving the access to quality health care, particularly for women and other vulnerable groups of the population.
Speaking on the leading causes of maternal deaths, the former Chief Medical Director of FUSO explains the heavy toll on women during pregnancy.
One interesting fact about pregnancy is that 15% of pregnant women, irrespective of any country you are in the world, will develop obstetric complications.
MAMI expert says 172 local government areas across Nigeria have been identified as high risks for maternal and child mortality.
The ministerial directive we've gotten is to ensure that we crash the number of maternal and neonatal mortality in the country to zero.
A week-long workshop is underway for health workers to help states focus on these high-burden LGAs and strengthen their response.
And that's it on Newsroom series today. Thank you for watching. I'm Olumide McCollum.